I don't understand how people like those dogs. They're pretty ugly.
Yeah, they're fucking disgusting.
My girl likes them. I'm like, they're ugly as shit, and they're challenged, and they're expensive.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like not only expensive, but eventually you're gonna have to spend a lot of money trying to keep the fucker alive when he's fucking
to get it. It's
lungs.
like $7,000, dude. $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. They're pretty expensive dogs.
You guys want to talk about that?
I don't know what reason.
Haven't we been?
If anything,
I think
they should give it to you for free. Like, here you go. Here's your mentally handicapped dog.
It's not mentally handicapped, just breathing.
Physically, whatever.
Yeah.
Physically.
Sorry, yeah. No, I'm saying like we should start our podcast like 5 minutes in. Like we're already starting talking, and then we're like, hey, you know what? We forgot to say, welcome to the Broski Doodles podcast. like we were just so invested in this conversation that we forgot to even like introduce ourselves and stuff.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Broski Doodles podcast. It's your boy Kiko Flow, Kiko Cervantes, and today I got you with my DJ Beers in the house, Adrian's in the house, the whole fucking crew. Well, the classic crew. I mean, Tavo is also part of the crew, but he's not part of the classic crew. I mean, nothing against him. He's more of the wise, wise man. He comes in every once in a while. He wants it that way too. He doesn't want to be. But this is the classic crew, the Trident, the Trilogy, the Trinity.
Trifecta, menage a trois of sorts.
The menage a trois of podcast. So I saw some news today, right? That to me was a little wild. It's a little wild. In the Netherlands, you know how in Europe they're very forward thinking. In the Netherlands, the land of Tiesto, they have passed a law that prohibits the further breeding of the dog pug, the pug raised dog. The pug that raised is pug. The dog that is pug. You guys get me, right? The pug. The
Sounds
dog.
Like one of the books that Lucas reads.
the pug, the
dog,
pug.
Pug.
Is that Dr. Seuss?
Fill in the missing word. The dog is blank.
No, but so the pug, they don't want them to continue to breed anymore because they are this. Pretty much, those were bred by humans. Those dogs didn't exist. Mm-hmm. Pretty much, a lot of dogs didn't exist. Humans just crossbred. And that dog was crossbred to have a very, short nose. I don't know why. Some guy was just like, oh, I want them to have trouble breathing because that shit makes me horny or something. I don't know. So they made the dog...
Michael Jackson probably did it.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Jackson had the money too. But no, this was done before because pugs existed before Michael Jackson. So they're saying, look, it's cruel to have animals that are going to have a problem breathing. And it's going to get worse as they get older. These weren't even supposed to exist in the first place. So let's just stop breeding them. Now hold on. The ones that are already existing, those stay. They're grandfather in, if you will. But any further breeding, somebody raises their hand. What about the ones that are literally in the womb at the moment? Don't worry, those grandfather in. Very lucky. Very lucky. Or unlucky, who knows? I mean, depending how you look at it.
Let's give them like a year leeway. Okay, so we passed a law today. A year from now it starts. So any dogs that have already been born up to that time are fine. Something like that.
No, I
because that whatever dogs are in the womb as we speak couldn't possibly be there more than a year, maybe even 6 months.
Right. So it's just the
they're
ones
in the
that
womb, they're fine. But if we catch your dogs having sex to create a new one,
right, we murder the whole family.
They're all dying. I don't want to see any pugs having any more sex.
Yeah.
You're going to jail and they're dying.
No. But I mean, that would only be the first year. After that, they just castrate all of the existing pugs so that they could freely have sex. And it's going to be like a really cool day, kind of like the Oktoberfest, where all the pugs get together and finally are allowed to have sex again after years.
National Snip Day.
Yeah. And because they're not aware that they are castrated, they're going to fuck like their legacy is going to go further. But they will, our grandchildren will never see a pug in the real.
Shooting blanks.
No. In the wild, pugs won't exist anymore. Our grandkids will see videos of it, but they'll never see a pug in the
Physically,
Netherlands
right.
at least.
Right,
Who knows?
right.
I mean, I'm not here to move this movement to other countries. Like I'm in Spain. I'm not gonna start the let's get rid of pugs campaign here in Spain. I'm not saying I wouldn't support it. It's just I don't have the energy for that type of activism. But who knows if in the future you get this happening? And my question to this is really, what are the ethics behind it? Like, should we, if we know there's a race of dog that has an issue, right? Like the sausage dog has an issue with the back, obviously, and those dogs were raised and bred those ways so that us humans could be like, oh look how cool it looks, his nose is fucking squished in. Pretty much. I mean, it's not deeper than that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, some of them were bred like, oh, this one is being bred this way so it could be faster to herd the sheep. So that's different. The German Shepherd was bred in a way so that he could find, I don't know, Jews. I don't know what they did, whatever it was. And then some were bred for no good reason, just like, oh, I want him to look long as fucking shit. So the question is, should we follow the Netherlands and ban the breeding of dogs that we know have a condition in their genetic software that makes them be born with a fucked up situation that's going to cause them pain along in their life?
So much like most breeding happens, it's it's a mistake. It's by chance. I think the fact that we came across a pug in the past, we didn't say, all right, let's make a pug. How do you do that? You come about onto a pug. You're like, oh shit,
No.
Cross.
I mean, at the beginning,
And then
yeah.
you start breeding that one, like that.
I mean, at the beginning of it,
Uh-huh.
I'm sure
Yeah, at the
they
beginning, yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know what the fuck was happening. They're like, oh, there's just different dogs fucking. But
Yeah,
eventually,
nah.
some guy was like, oh, let me grab this dog and this dog to see what comes out of it.
Uh-huh.
And then whatever comes out of that, you put it with another dog that you got from two other things. And you start breeding until the motherfucker looks weird,
Right.
Little cute alien.
Which gets me to the next question. All right, so we eliminate pugs.
Well,
We have
that's what
two non-pugs.
Well,
breed.
that's the question we're asking. The Netherlands did. They decided.
Uh-huh.
Should we follow? Like we as a
think so.
society.
And how far is the reach on like, okay, so it hurts his back, so I said we eliminate him. Like his feet comes out a little crooked, we eliminate him. Like,
Well, it causes their quality of life to be shit. It's not that we don't like how they look. It's not like
for our
Okay.
enjoyment.
Scoliosis causes your life to be, kind of weird or some shit.
right.
Do you eliminate that dog breed because it has scoliosis?
Yeah, but the scoliosis is not a dog breed. Scoliosis is something people are
Okay.
born with, and they're very unlucky. You cannot see that from before. You know that a pug, every fucking pug that is born is gonna have breathing issues. You know
Right.
that, but
But
you don't know that
is-
every human that's gonna be
is-
born is gonna have scoliosis.
Is a breathing issue enough of a reason for you to be like, all right, let's just eliminate the dog because it has
What do
a
you mean it's
breathing
a
issue?
breeding issue?
No,
It's not a breeding issue. Oh,
You
breathing.
said breathing, right?
Okay,
Breath?
sorry. No, yeah, you're right.
A breathing
yeah,
issue.
yeah. No, I don't know
So
how to speak.
this dog has a breathing issue, and it's going to produce more dogs that have breathing issues.
Right.
So we eliminate breathing issues in dogs.
You can't. Well, you're gonna do an operation to every pug that's born? Fucking-
No.
You can't fix it. Like,
That's
what part
where
don't you
taxes are
understand?
going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
John,
you-
society.
The way shit is going, I can't even get my shit fixed.
Okay.
So is it inhumane to even have these dogs?
That's the question. That's what
Essentially
the
the question,
Netherlands
right?
thinks. The Netherlands thinks it's actually inhumane to continue to breed a
A dog
race
that suffers.
that suffers because of biological design of its fucking DNA. It's not oh, this one came out wrong, this one no. They're all gonna come out with a shit fucked up.
Right. I agree.
I don't think-
all
I think
of
they-
these
we should
dogs are coming out with the shit fucked up, and they shouldn't be, right? Because it's coming out fucked up.
Right.
What other issues could we now add to this list to be enough of a reason for me to say, all right, let's also take care of this dog? This dog has a
Okay. I mean, if
John
you're
is saying
asking
it's
me,
gonna set a precedent.
Right.
It's gonna
Thank
set a
you.
precedent for the rest of the other dogs. Like, all right,
Right.
well,
Okay. And we
German
could
Shepherds
say,
have a bad hit.
okay, I get you. So what you're saying is a slippery slope where we could be, look, the sausage dog,
No,
he
that's what
has
I'm saying.
fucked
Like,
up back. Let's get
where
rid of
does
him
it like?
too.
Where does that line end? Like, where do
Right.
you say,
Right.
all right,
Then
this one yes,
no
but this
more
one's
dogs
fine.
movement.
Right.
No
All
more
dogs
dogs.
matter. No, I
Period.
get it. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. All dogs matter. No, it's but it is an interesting debate because I don't know what the I don't know what the answer is, but I do
But
get
it's
both.
not even a
both
natural. It's not a natural breed,
No, it isn't.
right? So
Exactly.
in this case, it's like we created a disaster, and now we should right our wrongs.
Right.
It was created in China. Do you think China's gonna stop doing them?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
China.
there'll just be a black market for it.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, this is just gonna make the pugs more expensive in the
More
Netherlands.
valuable. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be well unless you start getting fined for even having one
Which you
because you're
will, because
supporting.
the Dutch do take that
But, I
seriously.
mean, that's Netherlands. I'm saying like, would they do that in China? Will they go that far?
No, bro, in China they're gonna bread the pugs and fucking fry them. No, I'm talking about in this side of the world.
Right.
Like,
So even doing even doing like a partial ban in the Netherlands, it helps
in
out a
China
little
they're
bit,
gonna
but
grab
the dog's
pugs
still
and
being
mix them with
produced.
sausage dogs and create Frankenstein's. No doubt about that.
That, like they're still creating new races right now.
Yeah, yeah. They got breeds that you don't even know about. They got a breed of dog in China that as soon as he's born, he cannot walk. Like he's born with the legs fucked up. He can't see. He has no ears. He's just a nugget, and they keep breeding it.
Oh my god.
And they go for like $20,000 each.
Yeah, yeah. The Swiss love these. You literally just put them in a bag. They don't even complain. They don't have vocal cords. All you need to
Oh
do is
my
just
God.
feed them through a tube every night.
Oh my god, that's horrible, bro.
And
it's
I
worth
think
it, but it's
Curtis has 3 of them.
What?
It's all about status, like just having them there on your.
Yeah. Paris Hilton has 3 of them.
Your girlfriend has 3 of them.
like
Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton has 3
like
of them.
like she has to hire assistants to carry the nugget for her.
Well, I mean, the nugget is very portable.
Oh, okay.
Right. It doesn't have a choice.
Also, like it's like so it's like a little
It's going.
it's like a little Tamagotchi, like a little
Nah, a little more.
nugget.
Like imagine taking a Nintendo
Oh my
Switch,
God.
Nintendo Switch on the little pack. Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
Oh, the little pack. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
But it's furry.
Oh fuck.
And they put diapers on them for the shitting.
Yeah, for the.
Oh my goodness. It sounds worse with every single
No, but
added feature.
some of them are disposable where like it has a big diaper, so you don't even have to change it. You just feed it once every night, and then eventually, even when the diaper is full, then it's gonna come back into his body, and then eventually he will just explode. But you know the time, so you just leave him out like in a park, and then you leave, and then he will explode, and you can just get a new one.
Yeah, the breeding cycle is like very short. You can just continue to get them like a week.
Yeah, you can always get a cute one, a nice little cute one. So, anyways, that's that's for another business venture that we're looking into. But
Yeah.
so what do we do about these
doubt
dogs
it.
that are fucked? Or are we wrong for saying, well, even though we created the dog, why is it fucked? Like that's how it is. We should allow their species to continue.
But I think it's a human an error that we made in even creating this dog. And I think we're morally obligated to not have it continue if we know that we're putting it for a life of suffering. Because we're not the one suffering. We're just using it as an accessory.
Right.
The dog is going to suffer, and we are willingly consciously having it breed despite knowing all of the pain and issues that it's going to go through.
Now, banning it, I mean, it's still going to be an issue because there's people that are going to be like, I still want that fucking dog, right? Because, I mean, the problem exists in the first place because some people like that dog. There's people that probably listen to the podcast that have that dog. And I'm sorry. I respect it. I don't like the dog. So,
I think it's like yourself.
So then then you were saying that the issue isn't that it exists, it's that it shouldn't exist anymore.
Right.
right.
We can't kill them all.
Yeah, they're not going to
It's
kill
not like
the ones that are alive now.
Yeah, we're not taking the Hitler approach. We're not taking the Hitler approach.
No. We're doing preventive.
Preventative.
Right. So it doesn't
preventative.
get there.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Before that,
I
we're trying
I
to get to the point where we don't need to kill because they weren't even born.
I have to strongly disagree.
Okay, so you are team pug.
Yes.
¿De qué tal tienen oficio?
John muted him. No, wait.
Okay, so John is team pug. He wants to, make sure that the pugs continue to live in this world of ours. What do you think,
Right.
Adrian? Is it clear to you even?
It's very clear to me. We made the decision to have them, and now that we know that they go through so many issues, I don't think we should have them anymore. We can do it in a way where, okay, we just stop breeding them. It's not like the pugs are going to say, oh, man, my legacy won't live on. They're not going to know. They don't give a
Right.
shit. Like, oh,
Right.
I'm never going to have a kid again. They don't really care. They're not humans.
Right, right.
So,
Somebody,
I think-
somebody from PETA will be like, you don't even care about their feelings.
Yeah, and dogs can care less. They're happy with their life, or despite whatever health issues they have to go through. But after that, then no more dogs have to suffer. Now, I guess it becomes a moral question and drawing the parallels to humans, like we were talking about in the green room, on having or making the decision of whether or not to have a baby, despite knowing that it's going to come with some sort of issue, whether it be a mental or physical one.
Primarily a genetic defect, if anything, because you wouldn't be able to know unless through genome if it's going to have something or not.
I
Which
think
is
there's
why, like,
technology
they-
that you can know some stuff, yeah.
They do like karyotypes, they do amniocentesis, they do like different tests prior to the baby coming out to check on the
Throwing
health.
words at me that I don't know, so I'm going to take it aside in disrespect.
Oh no, okay. So what? Okay, so Adrian said that he's totally down for the pugs to be exterminated preventively.
Right.
John, you're on the other side. The pugs should live on. His legacy should go continue forever. I'm in the middle. I'm like, I think we should stop breeding them, but I am conflicted because you said something earlier. It could be a slippery slope too. Okay, then what's the next dog? Is there another dog that has an issue where he kind of has an issue, but he still can live? Like, how bad the issue needs to be for us to consider, okay, this dog cannot exist anymore? Like, I also see that side.
They're like the pit bull. Pit bull would be another one that's had a lot of controversy in having
Right.
pit bulls. I think they're banned in Miami or in Florida because of all the issues that they've had in attacking people. So
Right.
should that dog be banned?
And then not bred anymore. And I'm sure there's gonna be people that want pit bulls, right? Because they love pit bulls, and they're like, no, they should continue to breed. Like it's a very polarizing and also very complex moral discussion and debate that I'm not even sure what the answer is. Like,
Another one that's coming about now that you mentioned this is pit bulls the size of pugs.
Like little piranhas.
Like little piranhas.
they
So,
exist.
like, the fact that you mentioned both of these, like immediately I was like, oh shit, there's a version of a dog now that's very popularized amongst people in the dog community. They like this combination of pit bull and it's not really pug. It's more like a English bulldog. Like, I think pit bull and English bulldog combined,
Okay,
more or less that.
so
that
it's a
concept.
smaller pit bull.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's popular. It's been popularized because of the same similarities as the pit bull, just like a smaller stature, more handleable, more handleable.
Yeah, I think it is a slippery slope when you talk about, okay, what type of dogs are you gonna outlaw, and ban? It is a hard question, but I do get it with the pug. At least the pug I do agree with. Like, I think it's a dog that has problems already, but with the rest, I'm not 100% sure. Like like pit bulls, I think that they're dangerous. But I've also had a friend that had a pit bull who was really nice. In the back of my mind, I'm like, if this guy flips, he could fucking break my jugular and kill me.
Right.
But is that enough for me to say, okay, We should not breed them anymore. But I think that the case of the pit bull is different because the case of the pit bull is that he's dangerous. So each place
could be.
can ban, right? It could be dangerous, but he doesn't have an issue that's causing his life to be worse, right?
He's having an issue to have other people's lives be worse.
Right. His issue is that he can make other people's life worse, but he doesn't have an issue where he can't breathe or anything or move or anything. You know, if anything, he has too much power. The power unagi.
Unagi power.
Ready to limit his power.
So yeah.
So
I don't know.
so when it translates to humans, should we?
You
not
keep bringing it
have-
there, and to me, it's just a very delicate subject. You know, like if we could, okay, you wanna go there, okay. If we could, which we can already to some extent, but like if we could for sure detect very soon in the pregnancy, oh, this is gonna have some issues, right? Some mental issues, some physical issues. You can abort then. And then eventually it will be so that nobody breeds someone with an issue. Is that moral? And that's happening already. In China, they have something called CRISPR that they already used to know, like, oh, we can make their eyes blue, we can make this, that, we can make them taller type shit. Like, is it wrong to, like, also say, okay, can we make sure it's not going to have any issues? And if it is, okay, we discard this one, as crude as it sounds, and we get another slate going. Is that a bad thing? I mean, that's a moral question that we haven't spoke about in society as much. And it is very, you know, I think it's a hard one because these are humans now. And somebody that maybe is alive and has some sort of issue might be like, hey, look, I understand what you mean, but I think people like me should continue to be born, you know? Or there might be other people that are like, look, I love my life the way that I was born. Like, this is who I am. Like, I had some issues, but I worked through it. But I do think that if we could make it better, we shouldn't have people like me be born again because it's a harder, more difficult life for me and my family. Those are the two arguments, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think. And they're both valid. And I think it changes when you talk about a dog and a human. At least to me, it does. I mean, to me, humans... You know those people that are like, I love animals more than people. Yeah, you're crazy. Right? Like, I'm two humans. Like, a human is worth more than any animal. To me.
Right.
To me. So when I look at humans now, I wouldn't look at it with the same view that I look at the pug that has the breathing problem. With humans, it's a little more delicate to me. So I don't really know what the answer there would be. But I do see the validity of both arguments of continuing to have humans that are born with all sorts of problems or not continuing to have that, stopping it before it gets there. I don't know. I don't know if that's playing God. I don't know if it's a hard one.
Or should the decision be made to the individual who wants to, I guess, roll the dice and see whatever it is that they get and not leave it to a government to decide that for you? Well, the same case as a pug. If you want to have a pug, that's your prerogative. Well, then again, you're putting this creature through hell. But is it going through hell? I mean, I've seen them in the parks. They look pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, right? Like, maybe they have a little problem to breathe. I mean, we're getting off the actual morals debate, but they have a little trouble to breathing, but they dress him in cool clothes, and he has a birthday cake every year, you know. And he lives with Susana in some Miami apartment where she's, you know, yeah, breathing is a little hard, but it's also hard for Susana, who's fucking 300 pounds overweight. I don't know, for example.
All right, so...
Just to put this in perspective, 10.9% of U.S. adults have a cognition disability with serious difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions.
That's good.
So just on that alone, like, okay, so 10% of population is out.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
we're not killing anybody. That's
no,
currently there.
yeah, but okay,
right.
Not, like,
I mean,
with
we'll let
time,
them know.
like,
you're lucky.
Like, it's the same thing with the pug. Like, yeah, we're not gonna kill anybody,
and we'll mark them. Like, these are the ones that we allowed to get grandfather in. So be appreciative. Just, you know, be appreciative.
Appreciate your life.
Because there's no new ones coming. I mean, yeah, it's I don't know what's the moral answer there to me. Like you part of like I think both ways. One a little bit one time like this, a little bit like this way. Part of me thinks, hey, we could stop that from happening. It will be an easier life for the family. It will be an easier life for the individual because that's not an easy life. But then some other people might be like, hey, look, I have a family that's like that, and he's a wonderful, amazing person. I couldn't imagine if this person wouldn't have been born because we stopped the pregnancy when we found out. You feel me?
And the person's like, fuck you.
I guess everyone that has somebody kind of has to be like, hey, no, this was great. Like.
Kill me.
Oh, you mean the person? You mean the person? He's like, why you let me live, you piece of shit?
Yeah. Well, the family's like, no, it's been great. It's hard on us, but it's great. And they're like going to rallies and stuff. And the person at home like, hug.
The guy's in a wheelchair, like, fucking kill me. I'm pretty sure that's like a South Park episode.
Statistically speaking, 1 out of every 10 people you meet is like that.
No, that's it. That's insane. I think that means 10% of. I think 10%. I mean, it does look like that at times.
Remember, this is a spectrum. So,
wait, what did you say? Like trouble concentrating?
Yeah, but the thing is, he's putting a lot of people in that bag. 10% means people that have any sort of issue.
Probably is a
I'm
pretty
talking
big
about.
bag.
I'm talking about the issues. Like
I'm talking about the issues. The issues at hand.
That's probably like less than 1%.
Let's see.
Yeah, everybody has fucking problem concentrating. We're on our phone all day. Everybody has issues with fucking ADHD and. Yeah, I mean, anxiety, depression. We couldn't hear you there.
All right.
Give the correct stats, John.
All right. So how about 3%? 3% of U.S. adults have a self-care disability with difficulty dressing or bathing. Like at the very least, they need somebody to help them.
Yeah, but the thing
that sounds like elderly.
Yeah, yeah, and those are people that we cannot really stop from being born. Like that'll be
vision disability, deafness disability. No.
Bro, you know what you need to be looking for. Stop beating around. Stop beating around the bush and search for the data.
We're all adults here, John.
Yeah. I guess I'm not looking at the right
hard question.
I'm not looking at the right data.
Percentage of chance of having a blank child.
Okay.
Fill in the gap on your Google search.
Fill in the gap. No, but that's not. I think that's not the question. The question is, what's the percentage of in the United States?
How can we prevent from
literally what I put?
Is it morally right to prevent from existing?
Would you agree on intellectual disability?
Yeah, but that's gonna put people that are still functional.
All right,
but that's okay. That's good enough. That's good.
Well, I was gonna say Apple's physical disability like that. That's like, I don't know, Stephen Hawking found.
Yeah, it has to be one that's preventative, not one that you fucking, you went to.
Oh, like you got an accident. Yeah, you got an accident, and then like now you're disabled, kind of scenario.
Exactly.
Because that could also include that.
No, I don't want to include that because that one.
No.
We can't prevent. Like we wouldn't know before he's born that he was gonna be fucking doing some stupid ass shit at EDC Las Vegas 2018.
I think I got one.
Unless we find a gene for that.
For being a dumbass. Yeah. Fucking being a heat up. If there's a gene for that, we could probably.
What are you typing in, John?
Percentage of population with genetic disorder. How about that?
This guy, bro. Are you gonna make me fuck up my Google search?
I fucking up.
All right. Percentage
Go. Thank you, KIKO.
of people in USA. Did you mean intellectual disability affects about 2 to 3% of the general population? 75% to 90% of the affected people have mild intellectual disability. Non-syndromatic or idiopathic idea accounts for... Okay, so the great majority of that is not even like serious. It's more like you're kind of smart and you're good at chess, but you're weird around people. So
You jerk off in public.
I mean, those are fine.
Fucking Dominic, bro.
No, Dominic, no. Whoa, you're getting confused here. Dominic is part of the pack that we're talking about. So we're talking about really more like a 1% of the population, which is not little. It's not nothing.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? If you go to a concert, 1,000 people, 100 of them. No, not even.
No, 10 of them. 1,000 people, 10 of them. Yeah.
10 of them.
That's 1%.
That's 1%. 10 of them there, forgot, their ticket or some shit.
That's a
Forgot
lot.
their ticket.
That's actually a lot.
Or never bought a ticket.
I think those numbers are fucked. That's a lot. That's a lot.
They didn't know they needed a ticket.
If those are the numbers, we need the government to get involved. Look at what's happening with the PUGs, with everything. We need to fix the biodiversity. All right. Well, okay. Well, that's interesting. Let us know in the comments how would you solve this. We don't really have an answer for it, but I think it's an interesting talk. Maybe we could have a further episode in the future with a little more info once the law in Netherlands passes, and also how they use this concept for other species such as humans. But yeah, I think it was really interesting. Thank you guys for joining. Adrian always, going around the perimeter.
Security check, perimeter check.
Love you guys. As always, Pirate Bay, Napster. We're on LimeWire, BearShare, iTunes, YouTube, KikoCervantes.com, Spotify, everywhere. Take care. Peace.
Peace.